Hey guys, I'm Triana from solidcore, and this is Trainer of the Month Club with Well+Good. Today we're gonna do an at-home solidcore abs workout. So let's get started. I'm gonna use some sliders, but if you don't have any, you could always use some towels or a paper plate at home. Let's do it. So we're gonna start out in an army crawl. You're gonna grab your sliders, you're gonna put them on the bottom of your feet. Starting in a low plank position with your tailbone tucked under, abs braced, you're gonna walk your elbows up and down your mat, keeping your hips lifted and nice and stationary. Squad, we're gonna be here for 1 minute. As you go up and down, press into your elbow, lift the opposite elbow up. That's how you're gonna get into that active oblique. Keeping your eye gaze nice and neutral to protect that spine and your hips lifted away from the mat. If you wanna add on a little bit more, you can add in a plank up, down, walking up to your hands, back down to your forearms, or you can add in a push-up. So walk up to those hands, elbows might go nice and wide, and then come back up to the top. If you add in that plank up, down, make sure that you alternate the initiating arm from one to the other. Good job. We've got less than 15 seconds till we move on. Can you lift your hips a little bit higher? Squeeze your abs a little bit tighter. Nice job, guys. You're done in 3, 2, and 1. Work. Nice job. So now we're gonna move on to a plank extension. You're gonna put your knees on the bottom of your sliders and your elbows are gonna go directly to the ground. From here, you're gonna rock your shoulders back behind your elbows, tiny range of motion, and then squeeze your abdominals to restack your elbows directly on top of your shoulders. Make sure rolling your shoulders down and back so they're away from your ears. You're gonna feel the tension really build up in your abs. If you want to add a little bit more intensity, you can hold on to the out. So rock as far back as you can. Keep your hips lifted, squeeze your abs a little bit tighter. You could pulse your hips up one, down one, or you can just hold there stationary. And then restack your shoulders. If you need even more from there, you could always put your toes on the sliders and then rock back, keeping your hips lifted and stationary. If that's way too much, come back down to your knees and just make your range of motion a little bit smaller. We're almost done. Good, way to stay slow. Less than 10 seconds. Try to get one more rep. Nice job. We're done in 3, 2, 1. Good work. Now we're gonna hit that plank crunch. We're gonna come to our toes. We're gonna come to a high plank position. Pushing away with those hands, contract your abs, bend your knees to your chest, and then slowly resist back out to that strong plank position. Make sure your shoulders stay stacked right on top of your hands, and then squeeze your abs to come in. Say this is a little too much, right? You're starting to feel it in those hip flexors or those quads. Come down to your knees, bring those elbows right back down, and then lift your hips to the ceiling, up 2 or 3 inches, and then slowly come back down. Think about really rounding your spine like a scared kitty cat, and then finding that plank position, that flat back. Nice job. If you want to add more intensity here, you can hold your hips at the top and just squeeze your abs, just like this. Or you can find those toes one more time. Hands and toes are a really great option, right? Because it takes the tension out of your shoulder and then it lets you fight for that more challenging position just a little bit longer. We got less than 5 seconds. Let's finish this one strong. Good job, you're done in 3, 2, 1. Nice job. Now we're gonna hit side plank. Come into that left side, you're gonna have your shoulder right underneath your elbow. Your feet, they have the option of being stacked right on top of each other or staggered, it's up to you. From there, reach your opposite hand towards the ceiling, lift your hips up higher, rotate down so your shoulders become square to the ground, like you're itching your armpit or your back, and then open back up. Lift your hips up a little bit higher with each and every rep, and then again, focus on a close hip-rib connection between your hips and your ribs. If you want a challenge, at the top, pause, lift your hips up, and then if you need some support, come down to your knees, stack them, lift those hips as high as you can, tilt that top hip a little farther forward, and then wrap it around. Nice job, guys. You got less than 20 seconds here. Way to crush this. That rotation, it's really, really effective. Think about a towel. That's what's happening with your oblique. You're wringing it out every time you rotate. Good, let's get 2 more slow reps. Nice job. We're done in 3, 2, 1. Good, let's get the other side. So we're doing that side plank with rotation on the right. So I stack my shoulder underneath my elbow. Feet, they can be stacked. I prefer them to be staggered. Lift your hips up to the ceiling. Squeeze that right oblique. Rotate down. Square your hips towards straight ahead and square your shoulders towards the mat. That's the most important part of this exercise, right? That you really rotate your shoulders, because otherwise, if I keep them squared here, I'm wrapping my arm, I'm not getting that twist of that oblique. Staying nice and slow, breathing here the entire time, and think about arcing your hips up a little bit higher with each and every rep, right? Because I don't know about you, but mine start to drop. We're halfway through. Nice work, everyone. You only got 20 more seconds here. Remember, if you want a little bit more, you can add that hip pulse at the top, but you can always come down to your knees. No shame in that, still effective. Wrapping your arms around. Less than 10 seconds. Nice job, we're done. In 3, 2, 1. Our last move, we got a straight arm crunch series. So we're gonna lay down in a supine position. Your feet are gonna start over your hips, and your hands are gonna be over your shoulders. Make sure your low back is touching. From here, lower down with your hands and your feet so they come to a hovered position, right? That reverse plank hold. My abs are still braced, my low back is still touching. If it was starting to arch, bend your knees, press it straight down. Then raise your hands back up over your shoulders here. Stay nice and slow. We have tons of variations with this one. So we can do samesies, your hands and feet come down together. Maybe they move in opposition. My hands will stay. I squeeze my abs to lift my feet up, and then my hands will raise as my feet come down. Moving slow the entire time. When I have both of them down, I can do tons of different things with my lower body, right? I can add some flutter kicks. I can do full-on scissors. I can pulse my hands at the bottom. I can even have weights in my hands if I want more of a challenge here. Up to you. And then if you want even more, you can lift your shoulder blades off the ground. Or if you need some support, bend your knees a little bit more, or snake your feet, hands, underneath your butt. Just wanna make sure that that low back is elongated and your abs are nice and tight that whole time. We got this one for 2 minutes. We already crushed more than a minute here, guys. You're looking really, really strong. Maybe you add your arms back in. If you're feeling a lot of tension in your neck, let your head release right back down to the ground. Up to you. Good. Way to stay with it. Less than 25 seconds. And you've completed this ab workout. I know I'm starting to really, really feel the burn. Remember, that's a great thing. When you feel that burn, just make sure you're feeling in your core, not that low back, rather than that hip flexors. Coming down as low as you can. Let's get 2 more really slow reps. Good job, team. Almost there. Nice work. You're done in 3, 2, 1. There it is, guys. Your ab workout in 10 minutes or less. You can add this on to a lower body workout, an upper body workout, or you can do it on its own. Thanks so much for watching. Subscribe to Well and Good for more Trainer in the Month Club.